playing some jazz chords. Hey, how you doing there? Henry Olsen here. Am I live? Let me see if I'm live. Hopefully I am. So, my friends, you can see I've been playing some jazz lately, trying to improve my jazz skills. Alright, I can see that I'm live. So, what I wanted to do today was quickly, before we leave for the Christmas kind of festivities, come in here and just hang out with you guys a little bit and say thank you and Merry Christmas, and also if there's any questions now that I'm here live, also answer your questions, a couple of them. But the main reason for me popping in here now is just to thank you, really thank you from the bottom of my heart, all of you guys who watch me and support me and have joined the All Access membership or just like my videos and leave me nice comments. You guys really, really help me a lot just to stay motivated and inspired and to become a better teacher. So when to say it, if not at Christmas, thank you guys, really from the bottom of my heart. I love you. I love all the support. And I love all of the messages that I get from you guys telling me how playing the guitar has improved your life in some way, whether it's playing for your kids or playing in church or playing for your spouse, whatever it is. I get these really beautiful messages regularly about how what I do affects you. So I just want to thank you now at Christmas, 2 days before Christmas, before we take a little break, and just express my gratitude. So, my friends, I'm not sure if anybody's even in here. I think my friend Gerben Bose is in here. Dragana seems to be in here. It doesn't really matter. So, those of you guys who are in here, is there anything you would like me to talk about, or is there anything that you would like me to teach? Also, if you're watching this in the replay, I'm looking for some inspiration for what to teach next year, right? What to do next. So if you watching back could help me out, and in the comments section, just let me know what you've liked this year. I've been getting a lot of great feedback on the licks. When I just teach simple licks, you guys really seem to be reacting to that. I've also noticed that you guys have really also been enjoying the song lessons. Whether it's been Guns N' Roses or just the different songs that I've been doing lately, those have been pretty good. Another thing that I'm thinking about doing, since I've been kind of getting into my jazz voicings and going down that road, is that I've been thinking about teaching basic theory. So is that something that you guys would be interested in? Depending on the level you're at, would you like to understand basic music theory, how chords are built, what intervals are, how to make a major chord, how to make a minor chord, how to make a seventh chord, what chords work together with each other, how to solo two of those chords, right? So kind of really understanding the relationship, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, understanding that relationship and how to build chords using that knowledge. So for whatever reason, there's not a lot of people in here live right now, but in the playback, because I'm sure this is going to get some views in the playback, let me know whether that's something you would be interested in me teaching, so that I can, now that it's really fresh in my mind, so that I can teach it to you guys. So, is anybody in here? If not, then I'm just gonna jam a little bit. Or actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you guys a really basic music theory lesson before I say goodbye. And then in the comments when you watch back, let me know whether you want me to go deeper in this, okay? So, when we're talking about music theory, we are the most important thing that you need to know when learning music theory is the major scale, okay? So the major scale is what you've heard a million times. It's the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right? So you can start that do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do on any note, okay? You can start it on any note. And the note that you started with is going to be your do. It's going to be your home. And then all of the notes that you play after that are going to be named corresponding to that first note. Okay, so if I'm just playing an E, then E is going to be my do, right? My do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. E is going to be my do. And we're not going to even worry about naming the names of the rest of the notes right now. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be thinking of them in numbers, okay? So if E is my 1, then my next step is going to be a whole step, okay? A whole step on the guitar means 2 frets, okay? So a half step is if I move up 1 fret, or a half tone, and if I move up 2 steps, that's a whole tone or a whole step, okay? So our first step, if we start on E, is going to be a whole tone, okay? And that's always the case. So your do, your 1 is going to be, the do, re is always going to be 1 step past the note that you started with, right? So it's always going to be 1 step above the do, okay? So we're starting on E. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the most important formula in music theory that you can know, okay? And that formula is step, step, or let's say tone, tone, half tone, 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 half tone, okay? You're going to want to remember this. Tone, tone, half tone, 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 half tone. Okay, this is the most important formula that you can remember when it comes to learning music theory, okay? And it doesn't get any more basic than this, okay? And that's going to give you your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It's a way to filter those notes out, okay? So one more time, write it down. This is valuable information. Tone, tone, half tone, 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 half tone, okay? And on the guitar, it just looks like this. So as I said, a tone is 2 frets, okay? So this is our do, and now we're going to go tone, tone, okay? So that was do, re, mi. I can't sing it, but try to imagine that I'm singing it properly. So this is my do, okay? Now I'm going tone, tone, half tone. Again, remember, a half tone is just 1 fret apart, okay? So do, and now we're going tone, tone, half tone. The formula was, so tone, tone, half tone, then we go tone, 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 half tone, okay? And that's filtering out the E major scale for us, right? So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And as I said, you could start anywhere. You don't need to start on an E. But in order to get the notes of the E major scale, that's how you're going to filter them out, okay? If I were to start on the note G, you can hear we're in a different key now. If I were to start on the note G, I just need to take that formula. I don't need to know the names of the notes, but I need to know how to get that do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right? Again, I'm just going to use that most important formula that I just taught you. So tone, tone, half tone, 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 half tone, okay? Starting on the G, we're going G, tone, tone, half tone, 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 half tone. You could play that like this. Right? So this is how you're going to always be able to filter out the scale of the key that you're trying to play, okay? Okay, so just remember that formula. Tone, tone, half tone, 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 half tone. And then practice it on your guitar. Take any random note. Let's just say start with E and play with me a couple of times just to get it under your fingers. So we're going tone, tone, half tone, 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 half tone. One more time. Starting off on E, tone, tone, half tone, 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 half tone. Okay? Then try it, let's say, with whatever, F. So we're going tone, tone, half tone, 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 half tone. Okay, and that's giving me all of the notes of the F major scale. Okay, so now there's two ways of looking at this. We could always manually search for the notes, or we could learn this scale. Right, so the scale shape is going to filter out those notes for us. So with the G, by playing this, I'm automatically doing that tone, tone, half tone, 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 half tone formula. And it's giving me my 1, my 2, my 3, my 4, my 5, my 6, my 7, and my octave, which is the 1, automatically, okay? And I could do that with A as well, right? So I could do that with B, right? So instead of manually starting on a note and then doing the formula, I could just remember this shape here, and then that's a way of filtering it out, okay? So that's the most basic kind of first lesson that I would normally teach if I was teaching music theory to you, which I'm kind of trying to do here. So give me some feedback either now live, whether this makes sense and whether it's even something you'd like to learn about, whether you're live or whether you're watching this in the replay, so I know whether this is even something worth creating a course around. So the next thing and the last thing that I'm going to talk about in music theory for today is why you would even want to know this information, okay? So as I said, the major scale is the most important scale that you can learn, really, in music. And the way to always filter it out from all of the notes on the guitar is using the tone, tone, half tone, 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 half tone formula, right? Just like in math, you have your formulas. Not that I'm a mathematician or anything, but that's how you filter them out. So why would you want to know that? Well, your first note that you're going to be getting is your 1. The second note that you're going to be getting is your 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay, so now I'm back in my 1. So now I've automatically filtered out my 1, my 2, my 3, my 4, my 5, 6, 7, and 1. Okay? So now that I know where these notes are, I know how to build chords. Okay? How do I know how to build chords? Well, each chord also has its formula, okay? So the formula for a major chord is 1, 3, 5, okay? So let's take a look at that now in the key of G. So again, I'm on G, and now I know where my 1 is, I know where my 2 is, I know where my 3 is, I know where my 4 is, I know where my 5 is, 6, 7, and 1, right? Now, I just told you that to play a major chord, you need your 1. We're going to skip the 2. We don't need the 2. We need the 3. Already sounding very major. We don't need the 4. We're going to skip the 4, the 5, right? So the most basic chord that you could ever build is just called a 5 chord. And that is basically a power chord. A power chord is a 5 chord. It's just your root and your 5th, right? And now we know how to find those notes. So anytime you're playing a G power chord, that's what you're playing. You filtered out the 1 and the 5 without even knowing it, right? Okay? So as I said before, For a G major chord, the only note that's missing is the third, right, which is a B. You don't even need to know that it's a B. You just need to know that you need your 1, your 3, and your 5, right? So then we could say, all right, I know where my 1 is. I know where my 5 is. Where's the third, right? So the third is here. And if you know your octave shapes, then you also know that the third is here. Okay? So now to play a major chord, all I need are these 3 notes. Okay? And that's giving me a G major. Now, if I know my octave shapes, which I teach in my Master the Guitar fretboard course, then you also know that this is just another G here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, or 8, which is an octave higher than where we started. So it's just another G. Often you'll see power chords played like this, right, with 2 notes. So I'm just doubling down on this note that I'm already playing. Okay? Okay, so that means that now I have a 1 in here, I have a 5 in here, I have a 1 in here again, and I have a third. Okay? And that's all I need for a major chord. That's G major, right? So we basically now, you learn it without needing to know the music theory because you know the shapes. You just learn the shapes. But now what I'm explaining to you is the theory behind the shapes. This is how we arrive at these notes. Okay? And if we look carefully here, then we'll see that the rest of the notes in this G bar chord are just another 1 and another 5. Okay, that's just another 5 in there, right? Which is a D. A D, right? So within this G major bar chord, I'm playing a 1, I'm playing a 5, I'm playing a 1 again, I'm playing a third, I'm playing a 5th, and I'm playing another 1. So this note here repeats 3 times. This note here repeats 2 times, and the third we only have once, okay? Now what if you wanted a minor chord? Well, a minor chord is spelt 1 flat third 5th, okay? So all that means is that now that I know this is the third, if I flatten this, it's going to give me a G minor. You hear that? Just this one note here is the difference between major and minor. Just listen to that. One note. Just this note is changing. Just that one note can have such an impact. And now I have 1, 1, 5, 1, flat third, 5, 1. Okay? So, basically, if you guys want to learn more music theory, then I would go deeper into this and I would show you how a 7th is built. I'd show you what a major third is, what a minor third is, all that stuff. So I just need to drink some water here. Okay, so my friends, that's your basic, hey, I'm John, my friend. That's your basic music theory lesson for today. Remember it, practice it, and I will be back with more. I'm kind of losing my voice now, so it's probably a good time to say goodbye. But again, guys, thanks a lot for all the support. I love you guys. You're great. I really appreciate everything. And I will be back in 2019 with plenty of lessons, plenty of cool stuff, and I'm definitely gonna, my goal is to help you become a better guitar player, okay? And have fun doing it. So, Henry Olsen here. Thanks a lot again for all the continued support. You guys are great. I hope this made sense. Learn the scale that I taught you. Rewatch this if you're just signing in to see what I was talking about. And I'll see you very soon. I'm losing my voice. All right, take it easy. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye, my friends. Bye. Okay. All Are we still live? I think we might still even be live here. Let's see.